Yeah, people, good evening. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the Premier League Week 35 preview. Oh, I should say, not really Week 35 preview, it's more of a European football review this week because obviously the Premier League that we don't have much to talk about now. But we're still going to give our predictions anyways. But I've got to welcome my guy Josh. Welcome back. You know, it's been a very eventful European week, even if results didn't go necessarily your team's way or whatsoever, but it's still eventful. How are you doing? And yeah, let's get started, man.
Well, I'm very disappointed in Arsenal's first leg defeat, which we'll get onto later, which was compounded by the fact that every other English team in the semi-finals of European competition managed to win. But other than that, I'm doing well. It's exam season, so there's a lot of stuff going on. I've
Yep.
also caught a summer cold. I've also burnt one of my arms.
Yeah,
One of my arms looks like a Pringles barbecue packet, and the other one's white as a sheet. That's what you get for laying on the beach. But aside from that, I'm doing okay, and I hope you're doing well too.
yeah, bro. I'm great, man. Trust me. The result last night just tells you everything you need to know. I guess that's why I'm in my United shirt today. I'm happy, bro. I'm happy. Like I'm wearing my United top. Finally,
Oh,
like I can just wear it with some pride. You know what I'm saying? But big up to
I'm
you
well.
for on and let's get started. I mean, where do you want to start? Obviously, we can start with Arsenal if you like. Cause I mean that's one we can get out of the way. Get the defeats out of the way first if you want to. I mean,
All
since
right then.
you have lots to say, but yeah, go on. Arsenal nil, PSG 1. Josh, take it away, man. And I can tell you were really upset, but yeah,
Yeah, you could tell from it when we were backstage before the stream started. I want to point out that this is Phase Six Arteta, and I have to support Manchester United. Manchester United of all clubs in the European final, just so Tottenham Hotspur don't win a trophy. This is Arteta in Phase Six, and I have to support Manchester United. Right? This coward, yeah, I mean, I'll talk about the subs later when I'm in the in-game analysis, but let me give you a stat of Arteta's record in semi-finals ever since we won the FA Cup in 2020. Villarreal over two legs, season after that. We
yeah,
score one goal over the course of two legs. Nicolas Pepe with a penalty that should never have been given as a penalty. We draw the second leg 0-0. We get knocked out. Season after that, we play against Liverpool 0-0 at Anfield. We lose 2-0 at the Emirates and get knocked out. Um, Newcastle this season lose 2-0 at the Emirates, lose 2-0 at St James's Park, 4-0 in aggregate, knocks out.
yeah.
PSG, first leg, 1-0 defeat. It looks like we may be getting knocked out. Akervin, do you recognise any of the patterns in those results? I'll tell you what the pattern is. Aside from a dodgy penalty that should never have been given as a penalty in our first semi final since the FA Cup semi final in 2020, we have not scored a single goal.
Wow,
We have
you've
not
not
scored a single
single
goal.
in the semi final.
In a semi final, we have not scored a single goal, Akervin.
Crazy,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
And
That's Mikel Arteta for you.
a lot of this fan base think that we're going to overturn PSG in the second leg. Hey, I've got some news for you, pal. I mean, I'm still hopeful. I'm still optimistic. At the end of the day, if you're in the last four of Europe's league competition, you've got to be optimistic because
Yeah,
it's not every season you're going to be there. It's only the third time in our history we've been there. But that game, I mean, the first, you know what? It reminded me of the Champions League semi-final in 2009, second leg at the Emirates, when Manchester United beat us 3-1, played us off the park. When it was sunny, I knew that was a bad omen. I was like, this doesn't feel like a Champions League game. We're pinned back straight from kickoff. Dembele, beautiful goal to go 1-0 up. Timbers getting cooked left, right, and centre. First 30 minutes, we have not been dominated like that since the Etihad 2023, 4-1. I have not seen an Arsenal team get dominated like that since 2023 at the Etihad. It was absolutely humbling.
abysmal.
And I hate that words considering what Haaland did, but yeah, it was extremely humbling. We managed to fight our way through it. We managed to weather the storm a little bit, if not entirely convincingly.
Yeah,
Martinelli with a golden opportunity at half time. Brilliant work from Lewis Skelly. But yet again, he misses another big chance. We equalised straight after half time with Merino, but replay show he was miles offside. And then Trossard put through 1-on-1 from Declan Rice. And it was a great save from Donnarumma. And after that, I cannot remember any chance apart from Martinelli glazing it over the bar in the last few minutes that we created or that we had. Genuinely. If
Yeah,
anything, PSG should be 2-0 up or 3-0 up. We're lucky to come away with a 1-0 defeat.
I
But
hear it.
I've said a lot. I'll let you get on with it.
No, I didn't watch the game because I actually fell asleep right after PSG scored, and it's not even bantering. I actually did. I was really really tired that
You
day.
might as well have done.
Genuinely, I was exhausted that day, so I went to sleep straight after the PSG goal, and I woke up at full time, and then I went back to bed again. But no, I could tell you're upset, and look, Arsenal fans just need to start waking up and realizing that this might not work with it. This might not work with this manager anymore, because too many times you've come so close, but yet so far. So it's like he's a nearly manager, if you know what I'm saying. He's like a nearly
He's been
manager.
nearly.
He gets there, but he can't get over the line. Like he's right at the flag, but he just can never get past it. He forgot his ID at home or something. He can't get past the turnstiles. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. It's just an example. Like it's like, but I hear a lot of Arsenal fans talking crap that PSG is we're gonna wipe the floor with PSG. This PSG side are different. They've got a good attack. I know Prime was saying that PSG is inconsistent at scoring goals. Yeah, they're not clinical, right? You give them, bro. Shout out Prime right away. I mentioned him. He gets into my chat. Big ups to you, Prime. But I remember you were saying last week's show, right? That or last Monday, right? That you can. How would you say? How would you say it? How would you say it? That PSG are not as clinical, right? But they've got a good attack. They've got a deadly attack. If they get past you, you're done. Timber, you think he'll be back for next game? And Thomas Partey being back, you think it might make a difference?
I think referencing Prime, he said that we wouldn't miss passing for the first leg. But if you look back at that goal, Declan Rice gets drawn into Kvaratskhelia, and there's no one on the edge of the box to block Dembele. That's where Partey would have been. So, thank you, Prime. Forget about my channel; it's all about AN Sports. But regardless,
Subscribe to
I think the first goal epitomises why we needed Partey in the first leg and why he was so stupid in getting booked at the Bernabeu.
Mm.
Timber, we need him. I know we got
Oh yeah,
a first 20, 30 minutes he got bullied. But after that, Kvaratskhelia didn't complete a single dribble past him the entire match. Doué ended up having to switch sides to try and get the better of him. So he did recover after a 30-minute horrendous start. But yeah, going on Timber, I hope he's fit for the second leg. But that was this manager's first substitute, 80 minutes into the game.
why do you
He
bring
takes a
Ethan?
fullback off for a fullback.
Why did you bring Ethan Waneri on with like a few minutes to go?
Why the hell did that fucking useless excuse of a captain stay on the pitch for 89 fucking minutes? Yeah? He was fucking awful. He should have been dragged off after 60.
Bro, he hides behind defenders again. It's embarrassing. Like, bro, I'll
You
just say
know,
this and go and I'm so and I know I'm not having a great season. You know, I'm not having a great season. But go look at Bruno Fernandes' performance last night in the semi-final compared to Odegaard against PSG. I know Athletic Bilbao
light
are
and
not
day.
PSG,
Night and
but
day.
go look at the Bruno Fernandes performance. I'm not a massive Bruno Fernandes fan, yeah, but go look at the way he performed last night. He stepped up when he needed to. It was a massive game last night. It was a massive, massive game. We needed to win that game. We didn't expect to win that game either, and United came up with a 3-0 win. So the captain's performance, like he steps up when he needs to. He goes and receives the ball. He doesn't hide, right? He has to go and receive the ball, and ping a good pass, and he does that. And he got into good positions last night. He scored 2 goals. Like
What does
I don't want him to
What did I
stop.
message you last night, Akavin? What did I message you last night? I give it to Bruno Fernandes. He never hides. This is why I'm not as harsh on Martinelli as every other Arsenal fan loves to be, because he never hides. Saka never hides. Declan Rice never hides. Yeah? Erdegaard, week in, week out this season, he
You're
fucking
playing with
hides.
you're playing with 10 men, bro. Genuinely, you're playing with 10 men on the pitch.
I
Declan Rice
I
is better
don't
off as
understand. Sorry, carry on.
Declan Rice is better off as your captain.
Honest, no, Gabriel, captain night and day. Declan Rice equalises against Man United, starts shushing the crowd when you're in 14th. Gabriel equalises against Man United in the FA Cup, immediately telling everyone to get back. That's all the proof I need that Gabriel should be our captain, first and foremost. I don't care if he doesn't speak English very well. He's the biggest captain. He's the biggest man in
I
that
think he
dressing
should
room.
be by now. I mean,
Hun?
he should be able to speak English by now. He's been in England for what, 3 years now. He should be okay now.
Yeah, he does speak English, but it's very clunky. But at the end, I'm monolingual, so I can't say anything about that. But it's just PSG should have buried us. We're very lucky to go into the second leg with a 1-0 deficit.
Shout out KFC as well. Big up to you, man. Big up to you, bro. Sorry, continue. Just want to pick him up.
No, SK's right. Brilliant finish from Dembele. Raya kept us in the game. Like I said, Arteta coming out after the match, talking about moments and fine margins in regards to our chances that we created. He said the same thing against Bayern last year when we failed to score and got knocked out. Yeah? There was this whole PR surrounding the club about how we're going to get a superstar attacker. What is it, Raheem fucking Sterling that can't get off the bench? Is that our superstar attacker, is it? Why the hell are you going into a season getting rid of Smith Rowe, getting rid of Fabio Vieira? Both of those players would have helped massively on Tuesday night. And bring in a washed Raheem Sterling as the replacement.
On loan as
Is
well.
that the superstar thing? Is that what's going to turn it around at the Parc des Princes next week? Is that what's going to... Oh, honestly,
Nope.
Akevin, seriously, this fucking manager's getting on my nerves, yeah? Fucking making your first sub up to 80 minutes and it's for fucking fullback. People talk about how our bench was weak, yeah? Our bench was fucking weak. But whose fault is it? Granted, it's not all Arteta, but he has a massive fucking say in the transfers that go on.
Oh, he does.
He has a massive... There's no doubt about that. No doubt whatsoever.
He actually has the final say.
Don't kill me. Don't criticise me when I say that he is partly to blame for why our substitutes bench is so wafer thin. And at the end of the day, it results in substitutions like that. When after 80 minutes, you're doing a like-for-like fullback substitution. You're giving one of the most promising players in our squad 6 fucking minutes to change the game. And he did more for that Martinelli shot that went over the bar in the 92nd minute. Ethan Wanyeri did more there than Odegaard did the entire fucking game. That guy being captain summarises Arteta's reign at this football club. Can you possibly imagine Martin Odegaard lifting the Premier League title? Can you possibly imagine Martin Odegaard lifting the Champions League?
I can imagine.
How the hell is he our captain?
Not as captain.
It's sabotage.
I can imagine Odegaard lifting it, but not as captain. Not as the captain.
I can't imagine an Arsenal shirt lifting anything at all at the minute, mate. And it's like I reiterate, since a dodgy penalty against Villarreal in the first leg of the Europa League semi-final in 2021, we have not scored a single goal at all, whether from open play, whether from set pieces, whether in penalty shootouts, at all in our semi-final since.
Yeah.
Am I wrong in suggesting that after about 5 years of constant failure, it's more of a coaching problem than a player problem? Because people talk about our injuries, yeah?
Yeah.
We had Saka, Havertz, Martinelli, and Jesus all out for the West Ham game, for example, in February. Go back to our game last year against West Ham, where we lost 2-0, not 1-0. We had all those players fit and starting. So don't tell me that we're missing all these injured players when it's a lot further beyond a player issue here. It's a lot further beyond a player issue. This manager cannot coach against a mid-block, against a low block. PSG, I thought they handled us with ease, to be honest. Granted, it was only 1-0. They had some fantastic chances at the end, which they scuffed, but apparently they were both offside, so whoopee-doo, lucky us. And it's just, when the lights shine brightest, we vanish again.
Yeah, when
as a club,
spotlight's on Arsenal, you guys fumble under pressure, pretty much. And when you know what it is, someone on was it Dan Potts' channel, right, on the Arsenal Roundabout made a really, really good point. When the pressure's on Arsenal, right, they fold. But when the pressure's off Arsenal, they turn up. When no one expects you to win, you turn up. people were expecting you to win this game. They were expecting you to. People were expecting you to beat PSG at home. They were expecting.
They were
you to
not expecting us to beat Real Madrid.
They weren't. That's why you beat Real Madrid. But they weren't. But then they weren't expecting you to beat. Sorry, excuse me. They were expecting you to beat PSG. That's why you lost. The expectation was so high. The pressure got not the pressure. The arrogance got to the players' heads. Like, oh, it's not Real Madrid, it's PSG. We got past Real Madrid, we can get past PSG. It's the arrogance. These players have sheer arrogance for what reason? Do you know what it is with Arsenal players, right? So many of them are so arrogant as well. Like, they take so many games so lightly and so easily. Like, Odegaard thinks he can get away with hiding behind defenders every single game because you guys have a good team around him. Like, you might as well just not play him at this rate. You might as well just not play Odegaard. You might as well not to the end of the season, bro. I mean, if you lose the Champions League next week, you've got nothing left to play for. And I hate to break your heart, yeah.
Already broken.
United and Tottenham are potentially in a European final. Chelsea are in a European final potentially. Liverpool have won the league. City are in the FA Cup final, could potentially equal your major trophy count, right? Who else is there? Newcastle have already won a trophy. So that just tells you everything you need to know about Arsenal this season, that you guys did not go into the season prepared. When the going gets, you didn't prepare yourselves, and you didn't sign the necessary positions and the players that you needed to go into the season that was going to get you over the line. And I've been reiterating many times, Arsenal with a world-class number 9 are winning this league title because you guys have such good players. Apart from Odegaard, around everyone else around Saka is a good player. Rice is a good player. I rate, Partey is a really good player. I rate your defense. Your defense is up there with one of the best in the league, right? Your keeper, fine, right? It's that number 9 that you need to score a goal, and that's pretty much it.
Akervin, on about everyone else winning trophies apart from us yet again. I said at the beginning of the stream, for anyone who's just tuning in now, Phase 6 Arteta, I'm having to cheer on Manchester United Football Club out of all teams to beat Spurs in a European final. This is Arteta in Phase 6.
You wouldn't want them.
I'm getting fucking bored of it. I don't understand how there's fully grown men that have seen us actually win major trophies constantly defending this guy like it's some sort of Stockholm syndrome. Like, have you never seen us as good as we have been? I've never seen us win major trophies. And yet I've got higher expectations than these fucking old men that are just
win FA Cups.
Fabulous. I'm sorry.
That's a trophy though. FA Cup. FA Cup's a major trophy, so it counts. You've seen your team win a major trophy before, but other than that, you've never seen Arsenal win anything else. You need to see your team win the Premier League. You need to see your team win potentially the Champions League. You need to see your team go for more, and you'd want to be in that. You would love to be in that Club World Cup in 4 years' time. You would love to be in the Club World Cup in 4 years' time, because the Club World Cup, right, in 4 years' time means you would have won the Champions League. You'd be one of those teams who are involved in winning the Champions League, because it's the teams that have won the Champions League 4 years running. So Real Madrid have won the Champions League 2 times. City have won it once. Chelsea have won it once. If I'm not mistaken, before Chelsea, who was the last team to win the Champions League was Bayern Munich. I think Bayern are going as well, right?
I think Atletico Madrid are going as well.
I don't think so, because they won the Europa League. It doesn't count.
Okay, fair enough. My bad.
But anyways, like I said, you need to go for the major trophies, man. Arsenal are deprived of major trophies. They're deprived of major trophies because I'll tell you right now, right? You cannot let Spurs win a European trophy before you guys. That would just be hella embarrassing. Hella embarrassing. You've won one before, but it doesn't count as like a massive trophy like what it was, what it is now. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't count as it doesn't count like the Europa League, the Champions League, and the Conference League whatsoever. I don't know what it was. The Cup Winners' Cup. Did you win the Cup Winners' Cup? You won it, right? The Cup Winners' Cup. But it doesn't
31 years ago.
But it doesn't count like the UEFA. It wasn't like the UEFA Cup back then. The Cup Winners' Cup was something else, I think. Not mistaken. But no, like I said, you guys need to sort the shit out because I can genuinely see like your players, right? If for example Saliba doesn't see success at Arsenal, he might say, "I'm done. I'm taking my business somewhere else."
Good luck
You
to
know?
him. You're winning fuck all here.
No, it's just embarrassing, bro. Like honestly, like they those fans that you mentioned, old heads, right, that have been there and seen it all. They've seen the David Dean days. They've seen the Herbert Chapman days. They've seen the
Might
what
be a
is it?
bit young for me.
They've seen the what do you call how do you call it? Uh,
George Graham, Terry Neal,
Peter Wood.
Steve Whitaker,
Is it Peter Wood or something? Not
Peter
mistaken.
Hillwood, yeah.
Peter Hillwood. Uh, and like you said, was the other one again? Like you said,
George Graham,
no, not George Graham. The other one,
Terry Neal.
Terry Neal. Thank you, Terry Neal. They've seen all those days, bro. They've seen Arsenal finish 10th and win a cup double. So what's wrong with going back to those days? You should finish 10th and win 2 trophies. That's much better than what you're doing right now. Genuinely, it's much better than what you're doing right now. People don't look at trophies as the be all end all. They look at Champions League qualification now. It's how football is derailed. It's the standards of the fans. I guess I've mentioned on many of my streams. I've said this many times before. Fans need to stop looking at Champions League qualification as success. It does not get you a trophy unless you go win the Champions League. It gets that, then fine, celebrate that, but don't celebrate qualifying for Champions League. I used to do that, and I trust me, I regret it now because I know it's terrible standards by me. By me as a United fan, I know it's terrible standards by me. So I don't do that anymore. I was like, you know what? Whatever. I don't care. I'll get Champions League football, and what? Are we gonna win it? If we don't aim to win it, what's the fucking point of being? I'm saying. So you better. So United, like I said, I'll talk about United in a bit, but we gotta move on as a club. But sorry, continue, bro. I just wanted to get my point across.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one last point about the Arsenal PSG game before we move on to Barcelona Inter. I was happy with the lineup. I mean, after Partey got suspended, it's what we had to do. But I was thinking like we needed a vocal point up front because Trossard was getting no service and he wasn't. He was pretty much anonymous for a large part of that game. Why didn't we just try something simple like put Marino up top and put Trossard in midfield? Because Trossard plays in midfield in around September time when Odegaard was out. So why can't we just try something different? Just. I mean, I'm not a tactical genius. All I saw was Dembele dropping into space, completely ruining our press, as we were getting sliced apart for the first half an hour. And I was going to say something else, but I forgot, so we might as well move on.
Shout out to my guy Gorilla. That's how you pronounce his name, apparently. But big up to you, my guy. I think you're from all the way in Africa, but big up to you, bro. And my name's Ikevin, and he's Josh. So yeah, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. What a win yesterday, and we should be in the final, bro. We should be in the final. If we're not in the final, sack everybody. Pretty much. We bottle it next week. Sack everyone on the dot. I don't care. Yeah, learning from Lee Gunner, bro. I'm learning from Mike LUHG as well, bro. Two of them, both Lee Gunner and Mike LUHG combined. But yeah, standards are so important, man. It's very, very important. This is a good question, honestly. I think in terms of ability, Saka. I'd probably say Saka, honestly.
I mean, I'm always going to back my boy, but
In terms
yeah,
of,
he needs to turn up at the Parc de France before I answer that shit.
I think who's more consistent. I think who's more consistent is Kvaratskhelia, but I think who's the better overall player with the better ability is Bukayo Saka. So I think
Saka's a lot more consistent in terms of goal output.
No, I agree. The output's there, but in terms of just like the dribbling, like the eye test, I think Kvaratskhelia is just he's basically a one-dimensional player. If you know what I mean. But he's a good player.
Yeah, touche.
He's a good player, but yeah,
They're both very good players.
Fair enough. Yeah, I hear it, Shivan. But score predictions for the Arsenal game this weekend. Who are you playing this weekend again? You playing what?
Bournemouth.
What's your score prediction for that game? And what's your
2-0 Bournemouth.
Genuinely.
I'm not trying to be funny, but with the rotation we're making, Bournemouth haven't won in donkeys. How long? I think law of averages, we're expecting a win now.
2-1
I
Arsenal.
think we will rotate fairly heavily for the second leg, where we will proceed to score
I don't think
0 goals.
I don't think so. Knowing Mikel Arteta, I don't think he rotates. I don't think he does.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we'll see the likes of Sterling and Wanyeri and Ben White and whatnot. And I think it'll be quite dysfunctional, and Bournemouth will pick us apart in a 2-0 win. And to be honest, I couldn't give less of a shit. I've said how many times second, fifth, four sides of the same shit.
This is spot on, man. Like genuine, this is a spot on comment, because the narrative from Arsenal fans that are saying we miss Thomas Partey is ridiculous. Like, because look, United still won the Champions League with Scholes and Keane being out in the final. So this narrative that you have to win with Thomas Partey is crazy, because I'll tell you why. Yeah, you don't have to rely on one player to be the anchor for you guys. You need to have squad depth. What does that pin down? Who does that boil down to? The manager and the owners. They did not do enough work to strengthen your depth, and that's why you did not win. And also, right, in European games, in European knockouts, you do not need to be perfect to get through to the final. You don't need to be perfect to win the competition. You don't have to be perfect to edge through games. It's all about momentum,
I
mentality.
agree to an extent. But I've got 2 points on that. Number
Go on.
one, look at that goal. Just look at the Dembele goal, because
Mistakes can
Partey wouldn't have allowed them that space on the edge of the box. And number two, Manchester City suffer one injury with Rodri, and look how far they fell. And then all the other injuries came along and
I hear
compounded
it,
their misery.
but look at
Like,
Man
but
City.
you
It's
see, the
aging.
holding midfielder, they have such a massive influence in teams in modern football. So
But to
um,
be
I,
fair,
I understand you got to win without these players. That's the nature of football. But
yeah.
to say that the narrative is ridiculous, I don't agree.
No, but the
So
thing is, right? Like, look at Man City's team. Yeah, Man City's team. They had Rodri out, right? But go look at the team Man City had around that Rodri. Go look at the team they have around Rodri. The injuries to Kevin De Bruyne didn't help, right? Kevin De Bruyne is also aging, right? You have Bernardo Silva who's not consistent, Phil Foden who's gone missing. I don't know what happened to Phil Foden this year. I genuinely don't know what happened to him this year, right? Um, but regardless, like it's just not an excuse for me. Like you can say you missed this player, you missed that player, but at the end of the day, you need to do enough business to be able to hold to hold off of a player missing. You need to actually have enough depth and enough talent off the bench or enough backups to cover for example Thomas Partey that is missing. For example, if Casemiro is out, you have Manuel Ugarte there in the United team. Although I'm not trying to praise my team in that sense, but at least there's a backup to him there. You need to have a backup to Thomas Partey. Rice cannot play in the six. I think Rice is an 8 for me. I don't think he's a 6. I think Thomas Partey is a 6. I think Rice is an 8. You need to sign a 6 and a backup to Thomas Partey, in my opinion.
Jorginho was injured as well, although I think he would have got swallowed by that PSG midfield regardless.
I guess he'll be back soon, bro. Don't worry. He's dealing with a bit something at the moment, but big up to him every single time, and hopefully he'll be back very, very soon. But yeah,
He will be back soon. Don't worry.
he'll be back soon. He'll be back. Don't worry. City have been found out. Yes, Rodri makes a difference, but one player can't completely change it. Yeah, exactly. This is a good point here because look, so many times last year, yeah, Rodri was out in games. They don't. They struggle. They struggle. Like, cause who's gonna be that anchor for Rodri? There's no backup. City don't have backups, bro, and that's why Rodri is like they rely on Rodri too, because he's that guy that covers the midfield. He does not let anyone past him. City are a good defensive team with Rodri in the side. Without Rodri, they look lackluster. You know what I'm saying? It's kind
I
of like that.
understand what you mean.
But for you guys, like Thomas Partey missing, and like Because I think he's been your best player this season, if you ask me. I think if you ask me who's been your best player, I'd give Thomas Partey the edge this season. Or Gabriel. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I agree. Partey has been one of our better performers, partly because he's one of the few players that hasn't had an injury, which is rather ironic if you look at his career. But I know what you're saying about Rodri and the lack of depth, which is why he's so important. But at the end of the day, we've seen Rice perform as an 8. It's going to take him time to adjust back to the 6. Jorginho was out anyway. He would have got ran over by that PSG midfield, but I have no doubt that Arteta would have started him had he been fit. So I think it's not nonsensical to say that we did miss Partey. Like I said, I refer to the first goal, and I refer to his 2 performances against Real Madrid because without Partey, especially at the Bernabeu, we wouldn't have won. So I think I probably am overstating his importance in a bit, but I guarantee you we will play much better football, at least, with Partey in the midfield in the second leg.
But will you go through is my question. You need to finish your chances, and if you don't take your chances, PSG punish you on the counter.
We need to finish one of our 3 chances that we create throughout 90 minutes, and I don't see us doing that. I think it's going to stretch our magnificent record of not scoring in the semi-final. I think, actually, you know what? We're in Europe. We're in the European semi-finals for the first time in 16 years. I'm going to make the most of it. Marino scores in the 87th minute to make it 2-1. Goes to extra time. We win on penalties. That's my early prediction. As long as there's delusion, there's hope, Akevin.
What do you think of this comment here? He should have mitigated the situation.
Completely agree, Gorilla. Completely agree. That's what I was talking about earlier with the lineup. Me suggesting putting Trossard in midfield with Marino up front. Try something different. Get a focal point in attack.
Also very, very, very true. This is also very, very, very true. Like this is comment is spot on because if you look at Real Madrid, right? Yeah, I'm not discrediting Arsenal for the win. Yeah, like I'll just say this. If I'm looking at Real Madrid this year, there's no chemistry, there's no unity in that team, bro. It's all just individual brilliance and trying to rely on individual brilliance to win the games. You have to rely on Vinny to win your games, rely on Mbappe to win your games, rely on Rodrigo to win your games. It's not clicking, so they need to sort something out. With the new manager coming in next year, Carlo Ancelotti, will he stay? He's probably going to go. So will Xabi Alonso fix things? I don't know. So it's going to be a bit different. We'll see, but we'll see how it turns out next season, and hopefully he does fix something up. PSG going to press it left at Arsenal. We'll try to kill us high early. Look, because they're a good pressing team. But no, PSG are a good pressing team. They have good ball retention. They have good Vitinha. They've got João Neves. They've got Fabian Ruiz. Very, very good midfield. So, yeah, and this is exactly my point. PSG midfield is the best midfield in the world right now. I agree with you on this one. It's between Inter,
which is why we missed Partey.
Inter, PSG, Barca, Pedri, Barella, and Vitinha. These 3 players are top class. Top class. One of the 3 best midfielders in the world right now. 3 of the best midfielders in the world right now, if you ask me. I'm an Arsenal hater. Yeah, and he's a United fan. I can tell. No, I can tell. I actually know he's a United fan. He's been in our comments before. He's been in my comments before. Big up to you, bro. The way Madrid approached the first leg against Arsenal was a disgrace. Facts. They did. In the first, let's say, like the first 20 minutes, I'd say Real Madrid had good chances to put them in front, but they didn't take the chances. They let Arsenal back into the game too easily because Arsenal, at the end of the day, Real Madrid got too comfortable. They didn't think Arsenal were going to pose any threat, so they just got comfortable, and the free kicks were just class. Yeah, but anything else to say on Arsenal before you want to move on, bro? You want to say anything on Arsenal?
We need to. This is shaping up to be the worst summer of my life. Well, in terms of football, obviously. In terms of Man City winning a trophy, Spurs or United winning a trophy, Chelsea winning a trophy, Liverpool winning the Prem, Newcastle winning a trophy.
I had to deal with it in 2019, but Liverpool winning the Champions League, United winning fuck all, and Liverpool winning the Premier League in 1920. We qualified for the Champions League, didn't win the Europa, and we got knocked out, and we didn't win anything. So, yeah.
No, life of a football fan.
I've dealt with it way too many times. City winning the treble as well hurt me big time. Big time hurt me.
You won a trophy that season. Let's not forget. I love a Carabao Cup after 5 years and nothing.
But yeah, big up to you. And let's move on to which game you want to move on to? The
Barcelona, Inter. Get the
Barca.
Champions League game.
Or do you want me to move on to United first?
Nah, I'll let you go on to United first.
The United game first?
Yeah, go on.
Or we'll talk about PSG. The Barcelona versus Inter.
Inter.
Like that was the
What
game
game?
of the that was the game of the week. I like I said, I watched the first half and fell asleep in the second half. That was unbelievable.
How did you fall asleep after the first half?
No, I was
What would have
just
kept me awake?
I was just exhausted, bro. It was a long day for me. I was watching I was at football. I had football that day, and I got exhausted. So that's why I guess you could say. But then like look, because the games happen so late for me. Yeah, it's like it's hard for me to stay up for majority of them at times. But yeah, no, look, the first half unbelievable. That was one of the best games I've seen potentially all season or potentially in a long time. That was a game of two teams that were going for it. That were really going for it. I'm looking at Inter Milan being 2-0 up. Yeah. Goal inside 32 seconds. Yeah. Then Dumfries scores from a set piece. Scores 2 goals from a set piece, by the
And
way.
also got the assist for the first.
So he was one of the match by distance. Fair play to him. He was great that day. But then just look at the brilliance of Lamine Yamal. This kid, yeah, like bro, I swear to God, yeah, bro, he's what 18 years of age, or what
17.
18 years of age, bro. He's proving to the world that young players do not need time to adapt on the world stage. Like sometimes when young players don't perform, they use the age as an excuse. But then that applies to old players as well. When old players make mistakes or have a bad game, they'll be like, oh, but he's already 32, he's washed. So people use age as an excuse for everything. But really and truly, if you're old enough, you're good enough. If you're good enough, you're old enough. Excuse me. So Lamine Yamal is just proving to the world that age is just a number in terms of football ability.
I was about to say. One picture that kept popping into my head watching Lamine Yamal tear his left back a new one, minute after minute. It was Messi. It was that magazine of Messi holding him as a baby.
Right.
I'm sure you've seen that, yeah. Like, was he baptizing him or something? I don't know. But my words, I wouldn't be surprised if he did, because that guy is honestly something else. This
No,
must have
he
been how my dad felt watching Messi play. My older brother, felt watching Messi play when he first burst onto the scene, so to speak. The guy is absolutely I was
unbelievable.
thinking if we played them in the final, tell you what, if Timber's getting cooked by Kvaratskhelia, he's getting cooked for 90 minutes against Yamal. That's all I'm saying.
Yamal is unreal, bro. Trust me. He's potentially the face of world football right now. The way he's playing, he's genuinely the face of world football right now. Like if we're
I think
looking at
Haaland put on his Snapchat story like this kid is world class or something.
bro, I kid you not, right? No pun intended. But that was unbelievable from Lamine Yamal. Like, genuinely, that was for a player
Not
who's
even
not
the
been
goal.
at the
Overall
Champions League
play.
semi-final. Yeah, like bro, it's just unbelievable. It's just unreal to watch, man. Like what he's doing at this age, bro. Imagine how good he's gonna be at 28 years old if he keeps this up,
That's the thing.
bro.
Let's hope he lasts when he's 28. Because if he's playing, he's got over 100 games for Barcelona
I hope so too,
already.
man. I hope so too, bro. Genuinely. Yamal might be my favorite player to watch. Fair enough. I don't blame you. Did you see that stat that Yamal has more goals than Ronaldo and Messi at 17? Bro, I'm not surprised. I didn't see it, but I'm genuinely not surprised. The way he's moving right now, fair bloody play to him. Like genuinely fair play. Like we're seeing this is generational from Lamine Yamal. This is like generational talent. If we're talking like actual generational talent, this kid right here is generational. Proper footballer.
Hey, you know the best praise we can give him? Messi was not this good at 17.
I agree. He was much better than Messi at 17. If we're looking at it from right now, he's much better than Messi at 17. Messi was just, but then Messi went on to be
That's a high standard.
It is, and Messi went on to be one of the greatest players of all time. Well, is he my greatest of all time? Nah. But another topic for another day.
Don't know why. But Inter Milan, what a start as well.
Someone in the chat, someone in our group chat. Yeah.
Would not take Carney to that. But I thought Inzaghi got his tactics spot on.
Oh, both managers tactics spot on. Both managers. It was a high scoring draw. And
it was.
You could tell that both managers did something right to get something out of this game. Because Inter led twice and then Barca came back. But the resilience of Barcelona, the resilience of this team, Barcelona do not give up. They were down like 3-1 the other day at home, and then they came back to win 4-3. That just tells you the resilience of this team is unmatched. Like Barcelona, the resilience in this team is unmatched. Like the mentality that Barcelona, that Hansi Flick has instilled into this Barca team is unmatched. It's unmatched. Like you can't look past this Barca team. They might go all the way. And Inter as well.
Let's not forget. Inter Milan made it 4-3 as well, if not for an extremely, extremely tight offside. People talk about Inter Milan and Inzaghi as in they're really defensive and whatnot. And obviously, we did score twice off a set piece, which is something about Arsenal, for example, around the multiple. But they had a real go at it, and it was a privilege to watch that game. It was an absolute privilege to watch that game. I mean, I don't know what else to say, really. It's just, if anything, it was kind of pointless because there's no away goal rule.
But, we'll watch the second leg next week, and and then we can tell who's going to go through, obviously. But as of right now, the scores are level. So going into Milan, it's not going to be an easy place for Barcelona to go and to get a win there. I won't be surprised if Inter goes through. I genuinely wouldn't, because
Inter PSG final, maybe.
Inter PSG final might just be it, honestly. But we'll see about that. But anything else to say about this game? You want to move on?
I'm sure there's other stuff to say, but I can't think of anything right now, so we'll move on.
But before we move on, people, I just want to say make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to the channel as you're on your way in, because it's important that you do and like and subscribe. We're getting close to 250. I think we're on 221 right now. Let's get closer to the goal. By at least mid-May, I would love to be at 250, and we'll see where it takes us. So, but yeah, big up to you guys for the support and love as always. But let's move on to the Europa League. I don't want to talk about the Spurs game. I don't see a reason why I should talk about the Spurs game. They're up 3-1. They're going to go through to the final, I think, now. Shout out my guy Rasta. I did a show with him on his channel, and yesterday on my channel. So even if you haven't checked the preview out, make sure you guys do. It was good fun, good talk. And today as well at lunch, at my lunchtime, we did a show on his channel, Rasta Stop. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to his channel as well. It's important that you do so. Subscribe to every single person that comes onto my channel. I will leave the link in the title, and Josh's channel will be in the link soon as well. So make sure you're there when he releases his first video. You're there and you're watching it.
All right, AN Sports 7. That's always the priority. Okay, and plus it is exams. It is exam season, so that video is not going to be published anytime soon. But lads, AN Sports, subscribe to that ASAP.
But once Josh does upload a video or a short on YouTube, make sure you guys are there and supporting his channel as well. But we're gonna move on to the Man United 3, Athletic Bilbao 0. That was, I'll be honest with you, bro. Sorry?
Sorry, I'm going to be back in a few minutes. If you talk about the Man United game, I'll be back to hop on in a few minutes.
Yeah, no worries. I'll just engage with the chat anyways. But yeah, United 3, Bilbao 0, man. That was, for me, like, I did not expect that one bit, because I'll be honest, going into this game, I thought with no Xerxes, no goal scorer up top, I'd be kind of worried, because in the first 20 minutes as well, like, I think we were under the cosh. I think Bilbao sort of they were on the end of every single ball. They were picking up the loose ball. They were capitalizing on, let's say, our turnovers, but they failed to put the ball in the back of the net. And that's one thing that United can be like, you know what, we got away with one in terms of Bilbao's lack of finishing in front of goal, because their striker Oyan Sunset, right? He was missing from this game, so you can kind of say we caught life in terms of that. But honestly, to come up with a 3-0 win in Spain at a place we didn't expect to win, fair play to United, because we turned up when it mattered so much. We turned up when it mattered most. And do you know what it is? A 3-0 lead going back to Old Trafford. I just want us to avoid suspension, avoid defeat next week, and we're good to go for the final. Just avoid any injuries, any suspensions going in next week's game, and I reckon United should be okay for the final. But like I said, the performance yesterday from the players, especially Bruno Fernandes, was top class. And honestly, it could have been more. Generally, it could have been more. Barring some refereeing decisions, I will get into that. But I just think, like I said, the resilience from United yesterday, the performance from United yesterday, top class. And we're hopefully we're now 1 foot in the final. Well, we kind of are right now. But hopefully, like I said, next week we're there and we seal the tie and we go back to Bilbao with hope that we can win this Europa League. But like I said, it's all in our hands now, I guess you could say. So if we don't go through, you might as well just if United bottle this, everyone should be sacked. I'll be honest with you. Every player, including the manager, if we bottle this tie now, should be sacked. Because being up 3-0, right? You should be going through to the final. You should be. So it's in our hands to go to the final now. So yeah, but Josh, I want to know your thoughts on the United game. I know you watched it and you turned off after the first half, and that's why we lost, and that's why we only won 3-0. You should have kept the TV on, my friend. Don't know why you didn't. We could have scored 4, 5, 6 if you had the TV on. But talk to me about the game, because I'm doing.
Well, what else can I say? Apparently Maguire was man of the match. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. Bruno Fernandes, absolutely fantastic. I'd rather he played for Arsenal on Tuesday than you know who in midfield. But yeah, I predicted since the Lyon game, since the Lyon first leg, you guys are going to win this competition. I mean, it's so typical of Manchester United to have such a piss poor season and still manage to salvage something at the end of it. I know you've said before about I know you said I know you've said before about it shouldn't be considered a success for Manchester United considering Liverpool have won the league. But at the end of the day, when you're finishing 14th or wherever it is you are, and you still manage to get into Europe, not only Europe's elite competition through winning silverware, you can't help but be happy about it. And I do think it is a lot easier this Europa League. I'm not trying to take the piss or anything, but because Champions League teams don't drop down, I think that has given you more of a free rein to the final. Although you have had a tough run, admittedly, regardless. But yeah, you're facing either Spurs or Bodo Glimt in the final. That's another Europa League in your trophy cabinet, my friend. Fair play.
There's a certain somebody, right, who's from Bodo and is a United fan. I know somebody who's from Bodo and she's a United fan. I'm sure some people know who she is, yeah, but she's a very famous, Instagram, influencer. She's a United fan, but I wonder who she'd be cheering. Probably United, but I don't know. Which it would be kind of funny if she was cheering for Bodo and repping Man United shirts. But hey, listen, if you ever,
it'll be an all English final.
You think so? It'll be an all English final.
Well, obviously Spurs have a tendency to bottle it, but I don't think.
Don't forget they did to Dinamo Zagreb in in
2021.
2021, yeah. When
their manager was in prison.
What was his name again? The guy that scored a hat trick, was it Orsic?
Orsic was. I was about to say Zigic. Yeah, I think it's Orsic, isn't it? I mean, the chat would help us.
The bag that hat trick against Arsenal, like 3-0 come back. Tottenham, sorry, remember not Arsenal. It was Tottenham. That hat trick versus Tottenham was insane because that was unbelievable. The way they bottled that was hilarious. But listen, I hope they bottle it again, and I hope United go win the Europa League. That's all I have to say. And performance-wise, we were brilliant. Like I said, resilience was there. Like just overall, really good from the players, man. And
shout out to Ugarte as well.
Was good play. Hey, Casemiro deserves a shout out. If anything, Casemiro deserves a shout out. That was brilliant from Casemiro.
Ugarte with 2 assists, if I'm not wrong.
Ugarte with the assist to flick on for Casemiro. I think Ugarte passed it to Bruno. I think it was Casemiro that passed it to Bruno Fernandes.
No, it was Ugarte with a back flick for Bruno 3-0. if I'm not wrong. Chat might be able to correct me, but I'm fairly certain Ugarte got 2 assists.
I'll have a look. But regardless, yeah. Oh, people,
What
by the way,
performance? Fair play.
FPL team is due in like literally a little bit, so make sure you guys do your FPL team. I'm literally quickly on that right now. But sorry, as I was gonna say, right, like the sorry, what was I gonna say again? The Casemiro goal. No, you're right. It was Ugarte. Yeah, it was Ugarte. But still, shout out to Casemiro. Anyways, like he was top quality. Like it's the irony that your most experienced European like your European winner, right, turns up in a European semifinal when you need him the most. And a lot of United fans that want him gone, shame on you, because trust me, I know I overreacted against the Liverpool game, and trust me, I did, because I know Casemiro's qualities. I know he's still a good player, and he turned up, and that's what you need the most. Your most experienced player turning up in a European semi-final. Hopefully we do get to the final. Hopefully we do win it, man, because
Akevin, stop with this hopefully nonsense. You're 3-0 up and you're going to Old Trafford for the second leg. It's in the bag.
No, because we bottled it against Leon. I'm still having PTSD from that day, man. Trust me.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if you lost 2-0.
2-0
and still went through. Like, make it squeaky, you know.
Don't make it. I don't want squeaky bum time, man. I don't like that. I don't like squeaky. I hate it. I genuinely hate it, bro. It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst feelings in football or in sports when you watch sports in general. When you watch tight games, like it's great when you get over the line, but it's so crap when you have to watch through. Like just have to sit there and be like just holding on to dear life. I hate it. Genuinely, I genuinely hate it. But no, but I hear what you're trying to say. Like just be confident. I know I should be confident, but I saw my team concede 4 goals to Leon inside half an hour. So I've got to be careful with my overconfidence. Sorry?
With your optimism.
Yeah. But I think United will go through. Hopefully we do not have any suspensions or any injuries next week. I do not want it. That's all I hope for. Come out of the next game without losing, but also no suspensions and no injuries going into the final. That's all I ask for.
Can I just say, Ange Postecoglou saying, "I always win trophies in my second year, mate." Would that be the coldest quote in football history if Spurs managed to do it? Or up there?
Possibly. But then again, like, he should still be sacked if he wins the Europa League. I don't care. Like, I don't care what Spurs fans say. He should still be sacked even if he wins this Europa League.
I think that's what the majority of Spurs fans are saying, to be fair.
It's more to do with, like, and he can, if he can keep it there, if he can keep their game plan intact, and if he can keep Spurs into the lead. But I don't know, man. There's a good chance Spurs might bottle it. Genuinely, there's still a good chance, because Bodo Glimt are not an easy side. Going away to Bodo Glimt is not going to be easy. The atmosphere is going to be electric.
Would you be more fearful of Bodo Glimt or Spurs in the final?
I think I'd be more fearful of Spurs, only because we lost to them twice this year already.
3 times this year.
3 times, yeah. But at the same time, in the cup final, when it matters most, I expect my team to turn up, because I've seen my team in cup finals recently. 2 years in a row, we won a cup, and that would be.
That's going to be 3.
That would be 3 years in a row that we've made a final. 4 finals in 3 years, which would be. I would love that. Genuinely, I would love. I would love it. I would love it if we can win this Europa League, like I said. But nah, I just hope so, man. Hopefully we get it done in the final. But yeah, the Brentford game this weekend, not much. Just play the academy players. Just play Cheeto, play Sekou Kone, play Harry Amas, play whoever you have to play. Get everyone rested for next week, and let's get over let's just see what we do, and next week get through against Bilbao. That's all I hope for next week, man. But yeah,
is this at the GTEC?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1-1. 1-1.
2-0 Brentford.
I'll go 1-1.
Like, you'll rotate heavily, I think. So.
No, I think the academy players want to prove a point, so I think it'll be a 1-1.
Would this be Cheeto's thrust into the limelight?
full debut potentially because he actually you know what it is. He wasn't in the squad, but he actually went to Bilbao with the team just for training, I guess. So I think he's had a bit of a run out in terms of like on the pitch and everything like that. But I think he'll come back. I think he'll play next week against. He'll play on Sunday against Bilbao. That's what I think. But it'll be interesting to see where he does end up. Like if he does end up playing, if he ends up on the bench, I don't know. But I would like to see him start like minutes.
Apologies for that.
No, all good, bro, all good, man. But yeah, the European football, like I said, that's going to be concluded. Oh, but Chelsea 4-1 in the final. You think
I didn't see either Conference League game. I've got to be honest. No offense if Prime's watching.
They're in the prime. Yeah, big up Prime. They're in the final. I think they're in the final. I think they're in the final for me.
They'll win it.
That Prime. You think Chelsea? You think Chelsea have any you have any doubts that Chelsea can beat either Betis or Fiorentina, or you think you're good for the final if you're watching this video? If you're watching,
I think he said last stream that he's very fearful of Fiorentina, considering they've got to the final twice already,
and they've lost. So they've
twice. So law of averages, they'll win third time lucky.
With Chelsea, they made it to like 3 FA Cup finals in a row and lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Fiorentina,
Liverpool, Arsenal, Leicester. Yeah.
I think Betis will go to the final. I think Betis will make it, and I think it'll be Chelsea versus Betis in the final. Not surprised if that's the case.
I think it'll be Chelsea, Fiorentina.
But you know what's
Fiorentina
funny?
will come back.
All the European finals, apart from the conference, the Europa League finals before the end of the season this year, FA Cup finals before the end of the season this year. What else? FA Cup finals before the end of the season, the Europa League before the end of the season, and the Conference League, the Champions League is going to be after the season ends, so like a week after. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I guess we'll move on to Premier League predictions now for the weekend.
Yeah, if that's okay.
But yeah, like I said, people, make sure you guys are constantly liking and subscribing to the channel. I'm uploading some shorts for the I'm uploading some challenges, some a bit of like fun and games on my YouTube shorts. Make sure you guys do check it out. Let's go to Premier League predictions. Starting off, I think tonight we've got City versus Wolves. I'm gonna go with 2-0 Man City.
4-0 Man City.
Tomorrow we've got Aston Villa versus Fulham. I'm gonna go with 2-1 Aston Villa.
3-1 Villa.
Everton versus Ipswich. I'm gonna go 3-1 Everton.
Same.
Leicester Southampton. Oh, by the way, Leicester versus Southampton. Yeah, Jamie Vardy is, if he plays this game, he is 2 games away from making 500 appearances for Leicester City.
Football legend.
He is a legend. Jamie Vardy's having a party will always be one of the most famous, iconic quotes in football. One of the most famous moments in football.
You know my favourite piece of commentary ever, arguably. It does involve your club. Yeah, it's 11. It's heaven for Jamie Vardy.
Oh yeah,
you remember that? Yeah, Martin Tyler. Hold the back page, hold the front page. A Leicester player has smashed the record.
I wasn't watching it on I actually had Peter Drury. I didn't have Martin. I had Peter Drury. So because back then he was commentating the productions. So yeah, back then I had Peter Drury. When I was watching that game. He scored against United, and Schweinsteiger scored his first goal for United that day as well.
Yeah, that was also, funnily enough, the day he broke Ruud van Nistelrooy's record of 10 games in a row scoring against Ruud van Nistelrooy's old club.
Yep.
Poetic about it.
And Ruud van Nistelrooy is coaching him on Sunday as well.
Exactly.
Has he
Let's say about that for better.
Or has he already been released? I don't remember.
No, I think he's sticking out for the season.
Leicester Southampton. I'm gonna go 3-1 Leicester. Why not? Leicester will win this game just to close it out.
0-0. I mean, come on.
And you said Arsenal Bournemouth, you lose 2-0. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal. Brentford Man United, I said 1-1. You said 2-0 Brentford. Brighton Newcastle. You're going to that game, aren't you?
Yes, I am actually. Sunday the 4th. I think Newcastle will win 2-0. Isak and Gordon with the goals. I can sense it. I can imagine looking up at the scoreboards at the Amex and seeing that being the case.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Newcastle. Isak brace. I need it. I'm captaining him for this weekend. I need that Isak
Yeah,
go.
Brighton away. That's a tough one.
It is. West Ham Spurs. I'm gonna go with 2-1 West Ham. Spurs usually struggle away at West Ham. I'm gonna go 2-1 Spurs. I'm gonna go 2-1 West Ham.
1-0 West Ham.
Let me see if there's any other games before. There's Palace. There's Palace Forest.
Forest lost last night, by the way.
Yeah, they did, and they're now sixth in the
Sixth.
league.
They could have gone third with a win, but it looks like they may be throwing it away. That's no criticism of Nottingham Forest. They've done really well to get to this position in the first place. It is unfortunate that it does look like the wheels are coming off a bit.
No, it does. Right. They've been
I,
kind of.
I would have loved to have seen them in the Champions League.
No, I
They're one of
agree.
the biggest clubs in England. So.
I would love to see them there as well. But yeah, I think, yeah, I think that's done now. Let's go to next game, Chelsea Liverpool. You want to talk a bit about this game, or you want to just you know what, just give a prediction?
Well,
It's gonna be a dead rubber.
I'll talk about why I'll give my prediction. I think Chelsea. I think it'll be a comfortable Chelsea victory. I think Liverpool is human nature. They'll take their foot off the gas. They've just won the Premier League. I think Slot will give opportunities to some fringe players, so they make sure they get to the 5 appearance mark
Do you not think
in
they're
order
gonna
to
go?
win a medal.
Do you not think they're gonna want to go for 90 points?
No, it's as Roy Keane says. Like when you get your Premiership winners medal, it doesn't say how many points you got at the back of it. It just says
Thank,
you got your medal. I don't
thank
think. I
you.
don't. You know.
Please
So
say it loud.
I don't think that's. I don't think that's much relevancy to Slot. I
Please
think he'll
say
try and give his reserve players enough games in order to qualify for a medal. And I think Chelsea will win comfortably and cement their place in the top 5.
Please say it louder for the people in the back, because all I keep hearing is, "Oh, but Arsenal have accumulated more points than Sir Alex Ferguson's Man United, so we beat so Arsenal would beat Man United." Bollocks! You didn't win. It doesn't count. And you wouldn't beat Sir Alex Ferguson's Man United because Sir Alex Ferguson's Man United would wipe the floor of this team. It would. It would genuinely wipe the floor of this team. Because let's just be real. It's Sir Alex Ferguson built he built a dynasty at United. So yeah, what would you say on that though?
I don't know. Obviously, Sir Alex faced Pep twice and lost twice. Arteta's basically a Pep clone with a bit of David Moyes sprinkled in. Actually, it's the other way around. Arteta's basically David Moyes with a bit of Pep sprinkled in, minus the trophies. I mean, if you take into account the modern way of playing, the inverted fullbacks and all that bollocks, maybe Ferguson, he probably won't cope. To be honest, and that's no criticism of Fergie, but you know the poor sod. He had a brain hemorrhage in 2018.
Yeah,
I think he's respectfully living out his last few days. Hopefully, Manchester United deliver the Europa League for him if he is to go soon. I mean,
nah,
if you want to talk prime Sir Alex, I'm sure it'll be a tough battle. They'd win more trophies than Arsenal at the end of the season, regardless, like they did.
they were.
For the
Alex
last
Ferguson was with the brain hemorrhage. I think back in back then.
2018.
Yeah, back in 2018, and United won the Europa League as well that time. But now, but he was in Bilbao actually. I think a few days ago.
Fair enough. You got to see that Maguire masterclass.
Nah, but I think Sir Alex Ferguson is fine. I think he's doing okay. I think he'll
Good.
just be. I think he'll be. Hopefully, he'll be okay for the summer, and back next season to watch United again. If sorry, what? Sorry, when you said that, what did you mean? Was it now, or are you talking about when you had the brain hemorrhage back then?
No, I'm obviously a brain hemorrhage. That'll probably Well, no, I was talking about if you were talking about Sir Alex versus Arteta facing each other now.
Oh, right.
I think Arteta would get the better of him, to be honest. But back in Fergie's prime, probably not. Then again,
Yeah,
Arteta,
that's
he is inspired by Pep, who beat Sir
that's what
Alex
I meant.
twice. You don't know.
Yeah, I meant the Fergie, like prime Fergie, like that. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna go 2-0 Chelsea. I think Chelsea will win this game.
3-1 Chelsea.
Last but not least, Crystal Palace versus Nottingham Forest.
2-2.
2-1 Forest. I think Forest will win this game 2-1. Actually, no. Do I think Palace will win this game? Because I think Forest are kind of slowly falling off, and Palace want to build momentum for the. They're gonna want to build momentum for the FA Cup final. The FA Cup final's next weekend, right? Actually, it's next weekend, right? If I'm not mistaken. The FA
It's
Cup
that
final.
close. I don't think it was that close.
Apparently, it's like what on the 11th of May, if I'm not mistaken.
That's fairly quick, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I remember
That
the
is.
last time the FA Cup was played before the end of the season, City lost 1-0 to Wigan.
Yep.
Hopefully deja vu happens. I'd love to see
Yeah.
Crystal Palace win a trophy.
Oh
I
yeah,
know a
right.
few I know a few Crystal Palace fans, lovely lads. It's about time they got silver.
The last time they made the cup final, guess who won it? Jesse Lingard. Bosh, top corner.
Fair play, mate.
But yeah, I think that's all of the predictions for today. We're going to wrap it up here. Make sure you guys, like I said, do like and subscribe to the channel as always. Josh, I know you have to go, but big up to you for coming on as always, man. And I will definitely talk on Monday. Let them know, like, if you have, like, I know you're kind of busy with exams and everything, but do you have any like YouTube Shorts planned, like just to upload just like quick, like
Well,
maybe something along the way?
I actually checked out Rasterstock's channel earlier today to watch the video with you on, and he uploaded a reaction to the Manchester United versus Wolves game that happened last weekend. And I was thinking I'll probably record a reaction to the second leg, and I'll record that, I'll upload that, and
So, people, you have
starting slowly.
you have one job to do, people. I'm leaving the link in the title right now. Josh's
Nice.
channel is going to be Josh's channel is right up there. So make sure you guys do go check his channel out and do subscribe to UEL Sports as well on your way in and on your way out, because it's important you do so. Helps out with the algorithm, helps out with everything, and share it with your mates. Because like I said, we want to get to the goal of 250 subs by the end of May. I think that's the goal. So hopefully we do get there. Sorry, mate, you want to say something?
No, I'm just saying, forget about me, man. AN Sports. Subscribe to AN Sports. That's all you need to do, people. That's the one thing you need to do. Like, this guy, he has to. Like, I'd keep saying it. He constantly has to work around other people's time zones just to provide content for you watching right now.
It's only
Don't try the humble gimmick, Akavin, because you work your
it's
fucking ass
it,
off of this.
it's only 12:30 here in Bangkok, so we're good.
But
Man.
regardless, he puts in all this effort for you guys watching, and he puts in a lot of effort so the likes of me, Rasta, Prime, whoever it is, can get on as well. So
Big up.
show
And
your appreciation, show your dedication by subscribing,
I
and
agree.
yeah.
And subscribe to everyone. Subscribe to everyone as well. Subscribe to Rasta. Subscribe to subscribe. I can't even talk.
Subscribe to fucking everyone, lads. Just give everyone a
Subscribe to
subscription.
everyone in the chat. Yes, because everyone in the chat is our friend. And
Yeah, whether you're Agassia
it's
or
okay.
Bralon Mando or
But whatever his name is, yeah.
Pajaj and Yahoo, yeah.
But
But less said about that, the best.
no, fair enough. But we are gonna close out. I will be back tomorrow. I think it depends on if the Warriors do wrap it up. I think I might be back in preview for the. I might do a preview for the Game 7 of the Clippers versus the Nuggets games. I might do that, and the F1 will be back tomorrow as well. F1 is back tomorrow. We're gonna do the Miami Grand Prix preview, so make sure you do tune into the channel. I am gonna do a stream on that, and make sure you guys. Oh, also, people, I am thinking about doing shows on, playback, because I would like to grow my playback page as well. It's on AN Sports on YouTube. Same icon, same logo, just same name. Head over to Head over to playback. Subscribe to AN Sports. Follow us, and then you know what. we'll be there. We'll be doing some shows there soon. So make sure you guys, like I said, show your support. And we'll be out for today. Like, share, subscribe. Come on, United. 1 foot in the final. Please get there soon. And big up, man. Take care. Peace.
Turn up in Paris, Arsenal. Come on.